It's tail time.
Hi, Gamers here, and let's play a little game. Not so much a video game just yet, we'll get to that. But here's the game. You have to guess who I am. Okay, I'll give you that. The one clue. I am a platforming character from the 90s. Who am I? Nope. Nope. No, that one, no. 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 No, no, no. No. No, 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 no. Wait, go back to... Yeah, that one. That is Gex the Gecko. Gex the Gecko was a character that started off on the 3DO. I didn't really play this game as such, but I've heard it was quite a hit on the 3DO system itself, and was actually quite a solid platformer. Which, has the character starting off facing off against his enemy, Rez, who is a weird floating android thing. Pretty much I couldn't really get past a lot of the idea as a kid. I just remember it was shit scary as a kid. Now on to the games I want to really focus on in here. I want to focus on Gex Enter the Gecko and Gex Deep Cover Gecko. Both of these came on the N64 and the PlayStation, but I'll note that the PlayStation ones were said to be better frame rate wise. What made this guy different from the likes of Spyro and Super Mario and fucking Bubsy? This guy had actual style. He was pretty bad at jokes though. But man, his voice. He was just like another James Bond, but it's a lizard or a gecko or a reptile, you think. Well, gecko of course, but... And he had a lot of style. He wore a suit. He always wore that little bow tie. Well, apart from he was wearing all his several other fucking costumes. And this character would traverse the most weirdest and wackiest worlds, inspired by what other than television. Gecko television totally meld together perfectly. And these weird wacky worlds had some pretty scary shit going on. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? Holy shit, what is this thing? Why can't I hurt it? Oh fuck, nightmare fuel! And of course, this stuff did scare the shit out of me as a kiddie kid. So, of course I would kept playing the game. When you're scared of something, just keep going and playing that fucking thing. Because this thing... just... BOOM! This was one of the first games well, actually not this one, but the PlayStation version of this one was shown to me by my father when I was just a little dinklet. And that was when I first I looked at this screen and I thought, is this video game? What is this video game? I don't like video game. What is video game? I don't even know. What was I supposed to think? You got buttons, you can move the character about. Bobbity boobie, what is it gonna do? It's a boring thing. I'd rather play with my rattle or my Pokemon cards. And this game was the jump to 3D for this character, and he jumped pretty well. There were some very notable characters that really didn't jump well into 3D, but he jumped rather well, with his bouncy tail and all that. One thing this game has a lot of is bloody references to films and TV. Always referencing, and when the joke isn't funny, he just repeats it again because he's got about 3 different sound bites for each level. Like this one.
I feel like I'm in Boy George's pants.
Played about several times throughout my game. It's like Gex has got one thing constant in his mind. Boy George. Or whatever's in his pants. Going through a whole level of this for like, I don't know, about 10 minutes or so. The levels are quite shortish, but there's a lot of them. And he keeps talking about Boy George's pants. It's pretty dated by now, but still. I don't want to think about Boy George's pants too much.
I feel like I'm in Boy
Stop.
George's
No,
pants.
no, stop.
Boy George's
Gex,
pants.
please,
Boy
can you
George's
fucking
pants.
stop? Thanks. I don't want to think about Gex. I don't want to think about I don't want to think about Boy George. It's freaky. When it comes down to the story, we've got a gecko that gets sucked into a TV to then go into robots and stuff. There's like a pretty detailed story behind it, apparently, like in the manual and that, but as a kid, all I fucking cared about was cute things and fart jokes. So, you know, that kind of breezed by the head like, whoop. So, what did they change about Gex the Gecko? Well, for a start, the voice actor, Danny John Jules. They changed Gex the Gecko's voice to Danny John Jules. How could it work? Well, to be honest, Danny John Jules is the king of class. He just drips cool.
How am I looking?
Yeah, that was a real step forward in it. You had a very nice looking hobo. The original was a bit open and a bit, where the hell were you? You're like in some kind of heaven world, or I don't even know, but now you're in some sort of top spy room where you had portals to all these different levels, and it looked cool. Yeah, it looked really on the ball, and it didn't ever feel samey, like, which is one kind of big problem from the original game. This was a game that did well. And who was this game made by? Was it made by some sort of really low unknown company? No, it wasn't. It was made by Crystal Dynamics. That's right, Tomb Raider creators. And he was the poster boy as well. Look, he's on Crystal Dynamics' logo originally. Always sitting by it, looking all smug. Why? And that's where we get to the PS2 ones, which there are none. There was no Gex 4. Gex 4 was, well, there was lots of sketches drawn out for it. Well, not lots, there's only like a few online. And it looks like Crystal Dynamics scrapped the whole idea. So we are never going to get a future Gex game, as it seems. Unless Crystal Dynamics decide to change their minds on the whole character itself. And it seems kind of sad, because, yeah, Gex did have its downsides. It wasn't as funny as it could be. Like, some nice, charming characters were in there. They even, like, added a lot of new faces by the third one. And then by the PS2, totally gone. So what is the future of Gex? Well, it's in the hands of game makers out there. The game makers that are posting in little forums on the internet about posting these new pictures of what Gex could look like in the game, what characters, character models. If they get some ground and finally get the game out of the pre-production and get straight to making it, we could have ourselves a nice new platformer. This has been Gamers, giving you a bit of a nostalgic look at some old video games that made my childhood.
Andy, I found a camel.
Why? I swear there was like a toll gate here. Like, it was just like green grass, and then all of a sudden, desert.
All of a sudden, desert in your face.